This is a review of the NextScripts Social Network Auto-Poster plugin, or Snap. I've had this plugin for several months now. At first there were a lot of problems. It was pretty buggy, but I contacted support and they kind of replied a little bit, and then it started working for me, so I didn't have any problems. And then it was like all of a sudden things just kept going wrong, one after another. I have sent in over 100 different support tickets on many different issues. Number one, it doesn't post properly. It'll just give you a little summary here, and then I'm going to go through some of these problems. So that doesn't post properly. You set up all your accounts. As you can see here, I've got all these accounts. Now I have the Pro Edition, which means I can have multiple accounts. So I could have 2 Blogger accounts or 2 Facebook accounts, and not only can I have 2, but I could have 2 different Facebook accounts. So I have this one right here, it's publishing to a guide to deception. I also could have it published to any other Facebook account with a different name and a different login, and I can have as many as I want. Now I started out with that. I had 2 of each with different accounts. You see down here with StumbleUpon, I have a Words to Publish and a Michael Williams. I had different accounts on all of these, but the problem was that the Social Network Auto Poster wasn't differentiating between those different accounts, and it posted all my posts to all the accounts, which then every single time I had a post schedule, I had to go through and delete the posts that weren't supposed to be on each account. I tried different things, like in the settings here, you can go and say, publish on different times. Or even so, within each one, I have done this. If I hit Show Settings, and then that comes up, and go to Advanced, I have this thing here that says Filter Auto Posting by Categories, and then only select categories that will be auto posted to this account, Michael Williams 67. However, the Snap plugin doesn't follow these parameters because I had set this and it was still posting to all my accounts. I tried contacting support, they never replied. If they did reply, they just asked for a copy of my error log, and then it never went any further. So I resolved to, okay, well, I will just manually go in every time and go to my post and scroll down, and after the post is published, I'll just repost it manually like this by hitting post to Google, post to Pinterest, post to Reddit. And I lived with that. I lived with that for a couple months. Well, then all of a sudden, all of my accounts stopped being posted. So I contacted them and said, hey, what's the deal? The error log, it says it's an unchecked account, when in fact my accounts, I selected the check mark next to each account, and they said, oh, it just means that you forgot to check it. Well, that doesn't work. So then I sent them my error log again, and I said, see, you guys can see this right here. This is the error log. So it's log history right here. This is not only the error log, it's every single thing that happens with your Snap account. So we have 5/5/2016 at 10:23:44 seconds in the morning. Okay, here it says skipped all these different accounts, every account, unchecked account, unchecked account, unchecked account. Okay, so now this post is this post right here. We'll even go up and show you. So this is number 18, published on May 5th at 10:07. And our log history is at 10:23. That is because in the settings, which I'll show you here, I have it set to post randomized posting times with a cron schedule, which means it's posted variably within an hour, plus or minus, after that post is being published. So we'll go down to the post. Here are the NextScripts Social Networks Auto Poster post settings. Okay. Right here, what does this say? This is a check mark. That's Facebook, published to a guide to deception. Okay, now we go here and find Facebook, a guide to deception. Highlight it right here. What does it say? Skipped, unchecked account. Now, why would it be skipped and it's an unchecked account when in fact you see right here there is a check mark? Now, it says right here that it's posted. That's because I just went and clicked this post to Facebook manually to see what would happen. And now, on top of the problem of an unchecked account, when in fact it is checked and it's not posting, and me manually having to post it, and it's not following the settings in the Facebook, because look, you can see I have This one also set up to post on a category within the advanced detecting deception, which this post right here has a tag detecting deception. So that's not working either. However, I went through and manually hit post to Facebook. Now when we go to the Facebook page, we see right here posted. Look at these posts aren't being posted properly, and I'm going to do a live one for you so you can see that in fact it doesn't work. So we'll go back to the edit post. We'll go ahead and hit post to Facebook, and then we'll have to wait a couple of minutes because it sends an update to Facebook. And then it'll pop up and tell me that my post has been submitted to Facebook. We'll go there and refresh the page, and you'll see that the post, here we are, the post has been successfully sent to Facebook. Okay, so we close this, we'll go to Facebook, we'll refresh the page, and you're going to see that it doesn't pull the image and it pulls the wrong link. Okay, here it is. A Guide to Deception, published by aguidetodeception.com. I love that feature. It's you create your own app so it looks very professional. Then it says you're supposed to have the post title here and the website. Just now it was published. So we'll go back to the social networks auto poster settings. Okay, this is my account info. This is how Facebook is supposed to post to the how it's supposed to be shared. Okay, text post with an attached link, share a link. Okay, see here we have, if this won't stay open, so you're just going to have to follow along with the mouse. So it's share a link to your blog post, shared link text, bigger image, more text, and ability to boost posts. That's what we have. Link attachment, share a link. Okay, then down here, what should fill attachment do? Info. So we have Facebook is automatically pulling in the info, which means Facebook automatically takes the stuff from the link. So if you were to copy and paste the link to the post into Facebook, it does the same thing. Okay, if post has a video, do nothing. We don't have a video, so forget it. Okay, so you'll see the settings are the same within the post itself. See here, we're in the post. Here's the post image. So the post itself, Facebook has checked again and it still isn't posted. Here it is, text post with attached blogspot. There's a bigger dialogue for you. Share a link. We're going to do that first one. That's what we're sharing. Okay, so we hit post to Facebook. Here it is, published 1 minute ago. Now first of all, the title isn't even right. A Guide to Deception has been published on A Guide to Deception, author Spencer Kaufman. So that means it's the wrong link. A Guide to Deception, Spencer Kaufman. Okay, so when we click on this, we would imagine it will take us to this post right here. We'll view the post so you can see what it is supposed to take us to. A Guide to Deception, Deception Tip 18. Okay, here it is. And there's the image. Okay. Now let's click on this and see where it goes. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to the right place. Here it goes. It goes to the abstract. Now, you saw me post through Facebook, through the social network auto poster right here with this link, post to Facebook, which means it is grabbing the wrong link. And here's our message format. Title has been published on site name. URL, auto post URL. So something isn't working properly because this URL isn't working. Now, look at this has happened before, happened last week. But on April 21st, it worked properly. This is Deception Tip 16. Look, we have a nice title. We have a nice title down here. We got the featured image. When you click on it, it goes to the right place. You can see when it loads. Deception Tip 16, here it is. So what has happened? Well, I've contacted support several times. Again, no reply. They have nothing that can be fixed. So this plugin is one error after another with the social networks auto poster. Here we have our new entry in the error log. Okay, message posted, A Guide to Deception. So apparently it works, but it didn't work. Basically, social networks auto poster has so many problems, but unfortunately is still one of the better plugins out there because none of these others work. Now, I paid for this. You pay $50 for this Pro Multiple Accounts Edition, and you're supposed to get support, but you don't get support. Another thing I've tried to do in order to fix this problem of it, number one, not posting, and number two, not posting properly, and number three, unchecking the accounts when they are already checked, is I thought, well, if it's not going to post them right away, I can live with that, as long as it posts it to the social network account within a few days. So I said, okay, well, I can set up this little R right here, which means reposter is activated. Now that means that after a post is published to my blog, it's in a queue, and then once the social network auto poster plugin reaches that post, it will automatically send that update to the Blogger account or the Facebook account or whatever you have selected for this R. So to do that, I just went into show settings. Again, this is a very complicated process. However, they tell you that it's complicated and say that it doesn't work properly. But still, why don't they come out with an update? I paid for this. So here is auto reposting. They give you some detailed instructions which are kind of stupid and bogus. It says this feature is depreciated and no longer supported and will be replaced in the upcoming Snap version 4. Well, this has been on here for like 3 months. So when are they coming out with Snap version 4? As you can see right now, they're on 3.5.5. Well, at the rate that they release updates, it's 3.5.6, 7, 8, 3.6. I mean, it'll be 3 years before they get there. So why don't they fix it now? Why not? Well, because they don't support anything, because they never reply to any support tickets, probably because they don't have anybody working for them. That's a dead plugin. Next thing, look at, I have this thing set up. Repost existing posts every 3 days. You can set this to anything you want. Randomize posting time plus minus minutes. You can post them all the time, or you can post only between certain hours. I had all this checked, plus minus 12 minutes. I have it checked only between 8 hours. However, another problem with this plugin is that anytime it goes through and posts a post, this is all reset. So only between 8 hours goes back to the default of all the time. Your plus minus goes back to 0. It's really a hassle. So then, you can change the date one by one, old to new, or you can select randomly or new to old. I had it old to new because I wanted them to repost from the beginning all the way to the end. And then you have to go here and set all your existing posts to enabled, disabled, or whatever you like. So I have total posts included are 31, and it's just going through one by one from old to new and posting them. However, it isn't keeping up, so it's not working. See, I thought, well, maybe I could get all my old posts posted, and then when a new post gets posted, I have this thing checked right here, wait for new posts, which means that, okay, maybe it won't get posted immediately, but then as soon as a new post is posted, this auto reposter will go in every 3 days or every whenever and see if there was a new post, and then it'll automatically share that new post to my social network account. However, again, unfortunately, this isn't working either. So basically, somebody needs to come out with a plugin that can do a few simple things. Number one, it needs to be able to have different social media accounts: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Tumblr, Blogger, Reddit, StumbleUpon, all of those accounts. YouTube would be great as well, a YouTube feed. If you can, someone could come out with a plugin that has the ability to log into all those accounts and to automatically post it as an app. That would be great. Just like this one with the Facebook, they can post it as an app. Then it needs to be able to work properly. It needs to be able to post when it says it's going to post and schedule. And if you set the settings need to stay. So when you're in your post and you check on the box that says it's supposed to post, and it says it posted, it needs to post the proper post. Therefore, Social Networks Auto Poster needs a lot of work, so if they can reply to any support tickets or figure anything out, that would also be great. Until then, someone needs to come up with a better plugin, and they would have very high demand because there are so many people that want their posts automatically shared that don't have time to go through and manually do it. One last thing is when you go into help and support and you open a support ticket, there is no way to check on your existing support tickets unless you have your ticket number. They don't have any way to monitor accounts or anything like that. You can hit contact us. I'll just show you very briefly before we end this unfortunate little session. So you can open a support ticket, Okay, check existing ticket status. Now I'm logged in right here, and it has my website data right here. So this should automatically pull to my social network auto poster NextScripts account. However, it says email address and ticket number. Well, if you just put in your email address and hit view ticket, nothing comes up. And if you put in, you need a ticket number. So I don't understand. We can put in the email address and hit enter, and it says please wait. It takes a second. Access is denied. There isn't anything. So it wants a ticket number. Well, that's bogus because you're already logged in to your social network auto poster. It should keep all of your tickets, all of your history right in here. They should just have another tab. It should be right there. This plugin, again, is very poorly made, poorly designed, poorly maintained. We have all these things that are going wrong. In summary, once again, it doesn't post to the right account. So if you have multiple accounts on there, you're going to have posts from one account going to another account. So like I did, you'll just have to take it down. Even if you paid, you'll just have to go back to one account per each one. Number two, once your posts schedule and they post, they don't share to the social medias through the plugin. To try to fix that, if you go through and set categories that they are supposed to be posted to, and only have them select posts from certain categories, that doesn't work either. Number three, you can try to go through and have them automatically repost after they're published. Unfortunately, that's no longer supported and doesn't work either. So if you're having any problems with any of these things, and you can contact support and maybe try to get them fixed, but unfortunately that doesn't work either. They don't reply. Basically, this plugin works in theory and it gets a lot of people excited, but in the end doesn't work. So I would very much recommend not to buy this plugin, and I would recommend that somebody please come out with a plugin that will work and that will automatically post to any different account. Now, Snap plugin will work if you go ahead and post within the plugin, but most people aren't going to manually go through and post every single post. They're going to schedule them through their WordPress database. So make sure that when you create a plugin, you'll have that feature, that it's automatically integrated with scheduling to WordPress. And that is the review of the Social Networks Auto Poster plugin by NextScripts.